may be seated. Well, welcome, everyone here in person, online. My name is Chris Hewlin, and I'm humbled and honored to serve as the president of the Middle Tennessee School of Anesthesia and to celebrate this glorious event with you here today. As a sign of MTSA's continued development, we have several different groups of graduates here, and I just kind of want to highlight those different groups. I'd like to congratulate and thank the CRNA doctoral completion graduates who recognize there's more to nurse anesthesia than just passing gas and took the opportunity to expand their practice and prepare themselves to be change agents and thought leaders. Some of these graduates will continue on at MTSA focusing on subspecialty in pain management or our newest program, Nurse Anesthesia Educator. We also have CRNA graduates who completed a rigorous fellowship in acute surgical pain management. These clinicians have made the effort to become experts in pain management, enhanced recovery after surgery, and opioid reduction techniques. They will serve as local experts in pain management strategies that will have a great impact on patient care. And then there are those who've made the biggest commitment, completing a 3-year journey by answering the call to enter into this fantastic profession. You made a great choice and have done the work. And from this day forward, all the hard work will pay off in huge dividends. And I'm not just talking about financial rewards. I'm talking about the reward and personal satisfaction you get by serving patients with love and compassion during one of the most vulnerable times. You may have also noticed the cords on some of us and the graduates when marching in. These purple and white cords signify membership in the Sigma Theta Tau Honor Society. And we joined over 135,000 active members in over 100 countries. MTSA is a member of the IOTA chapter of Sigma Theta Tau Nursing in partnership with Vanderbilt University. The organization's mission is to help in developing nurse leaders anywhere to improve healthcare everywhere. And you can see how that fits in with our service mentality at MTSA. Graduates and faculty who are veterans or currently serving in the military are wearing red, white, and blue cords. Since graduation is a time to honor student success and publicly recognize accomplishments, we want to show our veterans and active military how much we appreciate their service. So will all the veterans and active military please stand up today so we can publicly thank you with our applause. And in keeping with our recent trend, kind of started by COVID, and a lot of people took that as an opportunity to quit doing things, and we kind of did that too, but we haven't cheaped out. So instead of a reception and a couple bites of food, we're actually giving each graduate a diploma frame with MTSA seal on it and using that money for something a little more enduring than a bite and a snack. So we're happy to provide that today, so please don't leave without getting your gift. And I'm personally grateful that each graduate chose MTSA as your educational partner, and for every friend, family member, and loved one who supported them through the journey. May God richly bless our time here together and each graduate's future practice and everyone here in person and online. God bless you.
Hey, good morning. My name is Jesse White. This is
Bree Garza.
So Bree and I are going to lead the prayer this morning. Before we do that, typically this prayer is done by 2 separate students. One does the opening, one does the closing. But Bree and I, earlier this year, got a lot of chance to talk about our religion and faith during one of our clinical rotations. And I grew a lot from it. I think she might have as well. And so we thought it only fitting that she and I share this moment to do the opening and the closing prayer together.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I want to thank every single family member that is present and made it out to Tennessee for this ceremony. And of course, I want to congratulate each one of my classmates for making it this far. We for sure know it was not easy. While all of our journeys look different, with each one of us overcoming our own challenges, one thing is for certain, that there would always be difficulties, endeavors, and challenges that will arise on our daily basis. In John 16:33, the Lord says that in the world you will have tribulation, but in me you will have peace, as I have overcome the world. This is a reminder that God has, is, and will always be with us in every step of the way. Now, if you guys can please welcome, or can you please bow your heads and close your eyes as we lead you into prayer.
Heavenly Father, we are gathered here today by your grace. Today is the culmination of years of work, years filled with challenges and triumphs, losses and laughter, friendships and growth. We thank you, Lord, for leading us safely to this day and allowing us to share our achievements with family, friends, teachers, and preceptors who have supported us along the way. May today be a memory that burns bright within us as we embark on this great adventure. We pray that you guide our hands and minds as we provide care to your children, God. May our work be a direct reflection of you. Please help us in all that we have learned in this program to make the world a better place. We ask this in your name and in the name of your Son. Amen.
Good morning. It is a beautiful day. For those of you that are not from here in Tennessee, this is what winter is like around here. So you get some good days, you get some bad days, but I doubt anything was going to ruin today for this group of folks over here. My name is Victor Martin, and I am a CRNA. I am an alumni of this program, and I have the honor of currently chairing the Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees is a group of folks that you didn't even know probably existed, and that's okay. We like it that way. 11 individuals, a mixture of CRNAs, MDs, and a few others, those that are good in finance, those that are good in education, those that have leadership roles in hospitals, large hospital corporations. And all of these folks donate their time to the leadership of MTSA. The board acts as in an advisory role to Dr. Hewlin and the entire staff of MTSA. And it has been an honor for me to do that. And everyone, I can speak for everybody else on the board too. They love it. They give their time. Why do they give their time? Because at some level they're stakeholders. And I want to concentrate on that word just for a minute. Stakeholders. So there's a lot of stakeholders here. Some of them are out here. Stakeholders, how about family members, spouses, partners, friends that were counting on you to complete this program, and you have done so. There are stakeholders on the outside, folks that we work with, anesthesia groups, individuals in the hospitals. Let me tell you, you never know where you're going to see one of your stakeholders. Dr. Ming Wang, who will give us our address here in just a few moments, I was giving anesthesia for him just this last week. I had no idea he was going to be here. So you never know where the stakeholders are going to show up. Ultimately, our stakeholders are our patients that we deal with. And so we at MTSA, in this program that is a little bit different than any other anesthesia program you could have chosen. What other anesthesia program, there may be some, that have their commencement ceremony in a church. That's not by happenstance. It's not because this is a great physical facility, although it is a very nice one. But it represents the foundation of what comes up from this program, from everything else, right? There is something besides what we're doing. There is something besides what we're buying. There is something besides where we're going. We're all stakeholders at some level. And so we hope you take these feelings away from you as you go today, as you hurriedly go today. I know you can't wait to get out of here. It's been a long 3 years, and you folks have endured. You have done a great job. So please, from the Board of Trustees of MTSA, accept our congratulations and good luck as you go forward.
Good morning, guys. My name's Lexi, and it's my honor to introduce to you Dr. Ming Wang. Dr. Ming Wang, MD, PhD, magna cum laude graduate from both Harvard and MIT, is one of the few laser eye surgeons in the world today who holds a doctorate degree in laser physics. He is a co-founder of the nonprofit Common Ground Network. The film Sight is based on Dr. Wang's autobiography, From Darkness to Sight, starring Greg Kinnear. As a teenager, Ming fought valiantly to escape China's Cultural Revolution, during which time millions of innocent youth were deported to remote areas to face a life sentence of hard labor and poverty. He came to America with only $50 and earned 2 doctorate degrees, one in laser physics and one in medicine, and graduated with the highest honors from Harvard Medical School and MIT. Amniotic membrane contact lenses, which Dr. Wang has invented and holds 2 US patents, has been used by tens of thousands of eye doctors in nearly every nation throughout the world, and millions of patients have had their eyesight restored. Wang Foundation for Sight Restoration has helped patients from over 40 states in the US and 55 countries, with all sight restoration surgeries performed free of charge. Dr. Wang was named the Kiwanis Nashvilleian of the Year for his lifelong dedication to help blind, orphan children from around the world. Please give it up for Dr. Ming Wang.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank Chairman Victor Martin for the introduction. We worked together for 8 years. He kept me in line and doing the right thing in the operating room. President Hewlin appreciate the opportunity, and also Executive Vice President Alicia Bethia for making the connection to MTSA. Second, I'd like to thank all the parents and friends that coming to support the school and your graduate. And finally, to the graduate, congratulations. You are graduating from the oldest, largest, and also the best school of anesthesia in Tennessee. Congratulations. Woo! Next slide. I'd like to share with you today, particularly the graduate, all the graduates today. As you go out in the real world, and many of you are very experienced. I understand you need to have 3 years of ICU experience, RN, and just to be able to apply for a prestigious school like this. In medicine, we're faced with so many challenges, and in America, we're facing so many challenges. One of the challenges which I will be talking about today is polarization. We're becoming a nation today in America. We're so divided. We're so fixated on the differences rather than appreciating what we all have in common as fellow Americans. We're so unable to work across political aisles, racial divides, and ethnic divisions. Next slide. So people ask me, Ming, why are you so passionate about this subject? Next slide. Why you want to be part of this effort trying to overcome our polarization and find a common ground? And my answer is very simple. Next slide. It's because I've been there, I've done that. I've suffered through extreme form of polarization, which is dictatorship. America, let's don't go there. Next slide. I grew up in China during Cultural Revolution. 10 years, government shut down all universities and colleges of the entire country, and forcefully sent away every single high school graduate to some of the poorest part of the country and condemn each one of us a life sentence of hard labor and poverty. Next slide. 1974, I was 14. I finished my junior high, and I was not allowed to go to senior high. I have to drop out of school, and I was going to be sent away to labor camp, just like 20 million others, for life. In order to escape that devastating fate of being sent away to labor camp, I picked up the Chinese violin to play and learn to dance. Because if you could play a music instrument and if you can dance, you might be able to get into government song and dance propaganda troupe. That didn't work, so I was going to be sent away. Next slide. Then I got lucky. 1976, the Cultural Revolution ended. Mom and Dad helped me, said, you got to go back to school. And I said, I only have a 9th grade education. Only 12th grader can apply for college. They say, yes, you go back to school, but you jump 3 years ahead overnight. I said, why can't I wait for 3 years to study 10th, 11th, 12th? They say, government may change their mind again. You see, for people there who don't have freedom, when freedom came, even briefly, they appreciate so much. Next slide. I got into college and I want to come to a country with freedom. 1982 was $50. I was dropped out with National Airport, Washington, D.C. With that $50, with a Chinese English dictionary, knowing no one in this country could hardly speak English, even though I was penniless. But I was happy. Why? I had the freedom. Next slide. I had the good fortune attending some of the wonderful schools. As you know, medicine today is so technical. You know, it's just not medicine, but medicine plus technology. So I decided to get 2 doctorate degrees, one a PhD in laser physics at Maryland, finished at MIT, and second doctorate degree, MD, from Harvard and MIT. I performed over 55,000 laser vision corrections, including on over 4,000 doctors. Next slide. And these are textbooks that I published. I know that many of you are trained also. Alicia told me that in educating next generation CRNAs, that's wonderful. Next slide. You know, the instrument I played, the Chinese violin during Cultural Revolution, has it truly become a hobby? I play to express my appreciation to this wonderful country who offer me the opportunity and freedom. And also the dancing that I learned during Cultural Revolution has become a hobby as well. We have a foundation to help blind orphan children from around the world. And once a year we have an event to raise money to help people see, to help these blind orphan children. Who would you call their ball? Eyeball. Eyeball is a wonderful event, but seeing the beautiful dancing reminds you how precious sight is and how much we need to help those who have lost sight. Next slide. These are some of the technologies that Victor and I worked together for 8 years, and you all be working with these surgeons and keep them in line as well as Vic did for me. Basically, medical advancement is so exciting. In year 2023, we can correct all 5 human vision conditions, all 5. Nearsightedness, farsightedness, astigmatism, presbyopia, the need for reading glasses. We can get rid of your reading glasses now, and also cataracts. Anywhere between age 18 and 107. So compared with my 107-year-old, you're babies. So as you see on the screen, these are the top 4 technologies from the eye perspective in year 2023. Left upper corner is called SMILE, small incision LASIK. LASIK surgery is going out of date. LASIK surgery is going out of date. It's replaced by a new technology called SMILE, small incision, implantable contact lens. Vic and I just talking about another doctor which is implanting the other day, and forever young lens to get rid of your reading glasses and cataract surgery. Next slide. My experience as an immigrant who came to America with nothing, appreciating so much what we have, the freedom, is captured in my book, Autobiography, From Darkness to Sight, which has been made into movie, Sight, co-starring Greg Kinnear. The film Sight has recently won the top Christian film award in the world, ICVM International Christian Film Festival. I would like to show you the trailer.
I'm going to help you see again.
You said it was impossible.
Ah, there he is, the good doctor.
You're going to be on the cover of the Tennessee Herald tomorrow morning. You may get a date out of this.
Not with that picture.
Very funny. Our pro bono office got a call from India. A little girl, 6 years old.
Apparently, street beggars make more money if they're legitimately blind. So the stepmother poured sulfuric acid in each of her eyes.
I'm going to help you see again, Kajan.
Is it true that multiple doctors declared your patient irreversibly blind?
Yes, I developed this new breakthrough technology. Here we go. Do you see the light?
No. I can't see anything.
I have this patient from India. She reminds me of some things in the past that I can't get over.
The present is made possible by the past.
A long time ago back in China, there was an uprising in my hometown. Many bad things happened.
So we came to America.
Yes.
It's hard getting into medical school. But you coming from China, don't waste your time.
You cannot change the past, Ming. I feel like I'm stuck.
Hello, doctor. This is Maria.
We want to give her a chance to see again.
I don't even know if I can perform surgery anymore. I left you.
Stop it.
You need to just let go. I just don't want Maria to end up like Kajan.
We can only do our best.
I'm with you, Ming. We can do this.
I refuse to believe there is no purpose.
I will be praying for you.
Kajal is teaching me that there's more to life than what you see. We have to keep going.
Thought you said it was impossible.
Can you see yourself, Maria?
I'm so pretty.
Thank you. The film is not released yet, probably until next year, and it may not be released, actually. The Hollywood is not that interested in a film about freedom and faith. And we are bringing the film around the country to get more folks to see, to spread the word, because the message of freedom and faith is one of the most important messages America really needs today. If any of you are interested in a private screening, come to our little display table. We'll sign you up. You can come to the center and to watch. Or we bring the film to churches on Wednesday night, free. Let us know. We'd love to bring the film to your church. And this is the book that Dr. Wright's book and I wrote about the message of the film. It's about sight. It's about seeing beyond. Next slide. These are the states that we've been to. On the left, showing the film. On the right are the states that we want to go. Because I think all Americans today, doesn't matter race, ethnicity, political persuasion, or religious beliefs, we all have a common ground. That is, we all appreciate this country. We want to preserve our freedom. So again, if you have a church that's interested in film, let us know. I will be bringing the film Wednesday night to your church, free. Next slide. So our country is so polarized. Next slide. The question today is, how can we find a common ground to overcome the polarization? Let's think about why we're so polarized, why we are so unable to work across political aisles, racial divides, and ethnic divisions, facing with all these problems we face as a nation: gun violence, opioid crisis, environmental disasters, economy, jobs, education, racial tension. We need to focus on the issues rather than being so polarized, so unwilling to work together. My thesis today is we are so polarized is because we have forgot how blessed we are to live in America with freedom. Immigrants and refugees from around the world put their lives on the line so they can get to the other side. What's on the other side? An opportunity to live in America. Perhaps we living here always have that freedom we may have taken for granted. And the symptom of taking for grantedness of this great country is we're unwilling to work together. It's like marriage. If husband and wife have differences, if you don't appreciate marriage, you're more likely to yelling and shouting at each other. But if you do appreciate marriage, despite the same difference, you're more willing to say, Honey, we are different on this thing, but don't we have so much else in common? How can we find a common ground? Next slide. We build a foundation to study this question. Next slide. And this is the most important slide today. Common ground can be sought through a methodology called STEPS, S-T-E-P-S. S, see the common ground. You've got to be willing to see. T, trade places. One of the best way to be a CRNA and a doctor for me, and many doctors here today as well, is trade places with our patients. Trade places with our patient. Look at the world from their perspective. Empathy, E. You know that when we meet someone with different opinions, today as Americans, what do? We sometimes shout and yelling, demonizing the other side. But instead, can we try SALT principle, S-A-L-T. S, start a conversation. A, ask a question. L, listen. Then and only then talk. And perseverance, pay the price. And finally, put into action. Do you know who inspired us to formulate this common ground seeking steps? It's none other than Jesus Christ himself. Christ's life is the best embodiment of this common ground seeking steps. He saw the common ground with us as human beings. He traded places with us by becoming one of us. He demonstrated empathy even to the people in the lowest rung of society. He persevered and paid the ultimate price by dying for our sin at the cross. And finally, he put into action, saw the common ground with human beings. Next slide. We published an book, Common Ground Bible Study. Next slide. So finally, I want to demonstrate a few examples. You may sit there and say, Dr. Wang, it's impossible. I'm on this political persuasion, impossible to find common ground with the other side. I'm of this racial background. It's impossible to find common ground on the other side. I have this religious belief. It's impossible to find common ground with another person. But God wants us to be common ground seekers. The Bible said, blessed are the peacemakers. So I'm going to give a few examples to end my little talk today about it's possible, using the common ground seeking steps. You can find common ground with people. We can all love each other despite our differences. We can all work together across our political aisles, racial divides, ethnic divisions. So one example is Tennessee Immigrant Minority Business Group. We gather together to find a common ground, to help each other and also help America. Next slide is an example that at the foundation, where doctors are from different parts of the world, speaking different languages. Our common ground is to help blind orphan children. Next slide. You know, graduates, one of the challenges you face is that people think there's no common ground between science and faith. Science, we want to do stem cell research to help folks, but Christian faith that we should not do stem cell fetal research. Many years ago, I want to figure out how to help patients restore eyesight after injury and the cornea scarring. But you know who doesn't scar? The fetus, unborn child. But how can you do research on unborn child without hurting a baby? So fortunately, I did not give up, prayed to Christ, and Christ said, perseverance, James 1:4. So I started experimenting on the placenta, thinking that perhaps placenta, amniotic sac before a baby is born, is what gives the unborn child the ability to heal without scar. So long story short, I developed the amniotic membrane contact lens. When we put this amniotic fetal contact lens, the scarless fetal contact lens onto injured patient eyes, we found indeed scar was reduced and sight restored. Amniotic membrane contact lens has been used by tens of thousands of eye doctors throughout the world in nearly every nation. Millions of patients have their eyesight restored. So it shows that science and faith have common ground. God wants us to continue push the envelope of science to develop new research, new medication, new procedures to help more patients, to treat 5 leading mortalities of humankind today, which are cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, stroke, and cardiovascular disease. But these can be only done through stem cell research, new research. But at the same time, God wants us to do in the right way, preserving life at the same time. Science and faith have common ground. Next slide. Next slide. You know, at our 917 Society, we put the Constitution back in the hands of every 8th graders in America because the common ground for all Americans is the respect for our system, the Constitution. Next slide. I'm a member of Madison Church. We have 70 countries represented. Doesn't matter what country you're from, nationality, or your native language. We all have common ground that we love Christ. Next slide. People say there's no common ground between Christian and non-Christians. I find it otherwise. Many years ago, I wanted to pray with my patients, and they said, don't pray because non-Christian patients will not come back to you. You know, one of the worries we could have. And fortunately, I consulted my elders in the church, so I started praying. But then I did a research, collected about several hundred non-Christian patients. The day after surgery, I asked them, were they offended? And this is the answer given by all of them. They said, Dr. Wang, yesterday I was underneath your surgical laser. I was very nervous. You know, my eye surgery is coming up. You did come to my ear and said, Nancy, can I pray with you? Honestly, I didn't dare to say no. And I said, I kind of took advantage of the situation, but I took advantage for God, so I felt okay. But my question is, were you, I said, were you offended? Because remember, people said there's no common ground between Christian and non-Christians. The Christians, we want to pray. Non-Christians, we don't want to be praying. What they told me is the essence of message today, common ground. They said, Dr. Wang, not only I was not offended, but I was moved. I said, how could you be moved when I pray to my Christ that you don't believe? They said, the reason I was moved was because in one of my most important moments, which is my eye surgery, I don't want to have anything to go wrong. You brought something that is most important to you, your Christ. And I appreciate that. At that moment, graduate, I realized it's the love for a fellow human being that transcends the boundary of faith and religion. It's the love for fellow human being that is our ultimate common ground. So finally, next slide. We also have American Bible Project with the Bible Backing School. We've been successful in the teaching of American Revolution. And next slide. And with Diane, we energized Ladies America to protect our freedom. Next slide. So in conclusion, at the moment of graduation, first of all, congratulations. 3 years of hard work, and so many years before that, 3 years of ICU experience and RN. A new challenge is in front of you. You're entering a world which is unprecedentedly divided. It's a world that people are so polarized, they could not work on issues across political aisles, racial divides, and ethnic divisions. But as doctors, we have the responsibility, as healthcare responsibilities, to provide the best care to our patients, irrespective of their political persuasion, religious belief, and nationalities. We are the common ground seekers because common ground for all human beings is our own health and well-being, our families. So we have a chance to be the best common ground seekers to help bring this country together. Next slide. So through Christ-inspired common ground seeking. Next slide. And any of you interested in the book, I have copies of the book. The proceeds go to the foundation. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. I think I have one more slide, maybe. Or maybe that's it. Thank you so much. Let's go out celebrating with these graduates, their hard work, the families and friends. Let's go out celebrating our nation. And remember, loving America is more than just singing national anthem. Loving this country has to be backed by substance, by action. And that action is, are we willing to work together? Despite the difference, are we willing to overcome our polarization and find common ground? Thank you. God bless.
Good morning. My name is Rusty Gentry. I'm the former program director here at MTSA. I decided to return to clinical practice where many of these students in this back section over here are ready to begin their journey. And today we would like to celebrate some of the hard work of these students. And when they started this program 3 years ago, I sat in front of them and told them this would be a journey and it would not be easy and it would require a lot of hours. Was I not right? All right, well, let's recognize a few of our students. Each year, MTSA graduates well exceed requirements of the National Board of Certification and Recertification of Nurse Anesthetist, NBCRNA, regarding the number of cases and procedures for clinical experiences in order for the candidate to be eligible to take the National Certification Exam, which is the biggest exam that they will face in the coming weeks. The following statistics are derived from the information provided by the NBCRNA for certification requirements for the graduates as of November the 27th, 2023. The NBCRNA requires a minimum of 600 cases. The average number of cases performed by the members of the 2023 class was 906 cases, well exceeding that minimum. The graduate with the highest number of cases performed was Claire Hazelhurst, who completed 1,444 cases. The NBCRNA requires a minimum of 2,000 hours of clinical time. The average number of clinical hours by the members of the class of 2023 was 2,883 hours of clinical time. One particular graduate decided to work really hard and obtained 3,308 clinical hours. Kathleen Patton, congratulations. The NBCRNA requires each graduate to have administered at least 40 pediatric cases. Members of the 2023 class performed an average of 131 anesthetics for pediatric patients. The graduate with the highest number of pediatric cases, obviously probably because she obtained so many hours, Kathleen Patton, 245 pediatric cases. The NBCRNA requires each graduate to have provided at least 30 obstetric patients, taken care of at least 30. The average number of anesthetics in the category for members of this class was an average of 80. The graduate with the highest number was Chelsea Graves with 220 obstetric cases. Congratulations. Graduates from all programs across the United States are required to perform at least 35 regional anesthetics. These 35 can be a combination of all categories of regional anesthesia. The members of this graduating class administered an average of 110 regional anesthetics. Epidurals and spinal anesthesia are techniques of regional anesthesia. The members of this class performed an average of 28 spinal anesthetics, and the members of this class performed an average of 45 epidurals. The NBCRNA requires a total of 10 peripheral nerve blocks. The members of this class performed an average of 32 peripheral nerve blocks. And one graduate went well above that with 168 peripheral nerve blocks. Lexi Boss. Congratulations. All right. I'm going to basically tune everybody out and talk to them. So if you remember 3 years ago when we started this program, what were we dealing with at that time? COVID. I'm not going to forgive the person who gave me COVID in January of 2021 during the week of the intensive. No, we managed COVID. So this is a point in which we kind of point out class trials, tribulations, and triumphs. Certainly, every class that goes through MTSA or any major graduate program of this depth and expertise are going to experience a lot of issues. We've had marriages. We've had car wrecks. We've had job acceptances, correct? We've also had surgery. We've also cared for family members who have had surgery. We've also cared for children of our families who have had surgery. We've experienced death. We've experienced loss. We've experienced bad grades occasionally, right? And so when you walk down these paths together as a class, it does draw you closer together. We did celebrate milestones. The first intubation, the first peripheral nerve block, the first epidural. But there were also bad days, and that's where you lean upon one another to get through those bad days. Will bad days end as you graduate this program? No, you will still have bad days. You will still struggle. Your heart rate will race when you're in the operating room during certain situations that you have yet to face. Okay? Last time for me to address the class regarding the NCE, right? The big exam that awaits you. The exam that keeps you from being a licensed, certified, registered nurse anesthetist. Fight every question like your life depends on it, okay? Don't stop ever till it shuts off, okay? Don't stop. Keep taking questions. So if you go over 100, what do we keep doing? Keep fighting for every question like your life depends on it, all right? I'm going to leave you with a initialism kind of thing. Respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I'm not going to sing. We all know how to spell it. R, remember those who got you to where you are. Remember those ICU nurses who oriented you at your first job. Remember your classmates. Remember your preceptors. Remember your instructors. Think about them often. E, expect the unexpected. What are you going to do when plan A doesn't work? So in your mind, have plan B and have plan C if B doesn't work, right? So expect the unexpected because things will arise in your anesthetic career that will surprise you, all right? I say this every single year. You're going to learn more in the first year out of school than you learned in the 3 years in school, okay? And I have graduates that come up to me and tell me all the time that is a very true and accurate statement. S, serve others. I think you've had the opportunity to do that at MTSA in the capacity of serving others. But whatever it is that makes you happy, that fulfills your life, whether that's mission trips or whatever it may be, but find some capacity to serve people that you care about. P, people. It's all about the people that you work with. Your patients, your comrades, the circulating nurses, the techs, the surgeons. Yes, even the surgeons we don't like. But there are good surgeons as well, right? E, explain as much as you can to your patients and their family. They're in a very stressful time when they come for surgery, and sometimes your words are more meaningful to their families than are the patient. Is the patient ever going to remember what you do under an anesthetic? Most of the time not. Why? They won't remember. That's part of our job, right? But explain as much as you can, and it'll mean a lot to the patient as well as their family. C, comfort your patients and their family group, okay? If it means going back out and talking to the family after your anesthetic and saying, hey, your family member is in recovery and doing well, that will mean a ton to that family, okay? So comfort your patients and your family group. Not all surgeries are the outcomes going to be good. That's just part of life, right? So comfort them as much as you can. And T, something that we can lean on the scripture for is treat others as you would like to be treated. Remember that, because the people you work with will make your days great, and they will pick you up when there are bad days. Congratulations, 2023.
We could leave right now and feel uplifted, but there is business to take care of still.
A little bit.
Yeah. Let's begin by recognizing the individuals who have completed the Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice Doctorate program. We refer to it as entry to practice.
Correct.
Okay, DNAP. Dr. Hewlin, I've been informed that the candidates, sitting over here, whose names we shall read, have completed the requirements. Dr. Gentry has pointed that out to us, and they are to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice.
And by the authority vested in me by the state of Tennessee and the Board of Trustees of the Middle Tennessee School of Anesthesia, I confer on each of you, singularly and separately, the Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. The DNAP candidates, will you please come forward to receive your degrees?
Victoria Lee Adamson. Rachel Anderson. Laura Andrews. William Tyler Andrews. Gabriella Bailey. Carolyn McCrae Barwick. Shelby Danielle Biggs. Alexandria Boss. James McLean Carpenter. Angelia Coughlin. Tiffany Curtis. Tien Nguyen Dang. Benjamin Davis. Joseph Maxwell Davis. Caitlin Elise Douglas. Catherine Ryan Ferguson. Dustin Lee Fink. Morgan Franklin. Cecil William Fuller. Shelby Garman. Brianda Garza. Chelsea Brianne Graves. Caroline Elizabeth Groover. Ross Everett Ham. Alexandra Harris. Claire Hazelhurst. Lauren Jekyll Helbling. Lynette Janelle Huller. Sarah Hunt. Zachary Inman. Carter Ivy. Kayaya Kabango. Nicholas Kelsey. Hope Ann Kemper. Helen Brody Lamb. Eric Lane. Natalie Brooke Larkin. Ashley Lepore. Tanner Lillycrap. Mary Elizabeth Logan. Abigail Madden. Kelly Pennell Mason. John Robert Matthias. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Lucas Maddox. Duncan Momini. Dana Lynn Morris. Rachel Nebaker. Derek Andrew Neese. Kang Nguyen. Alexa Marie Neiman. Bria Chanel Norris. Kathleen Patton. Macy Jordan Pearson. Kate Preeb. Caleb Lawrence Pruitt. Hannah Rademacher. Sarah Redhead. Larry Allen Reynolds. Kara Robinson. Evan Sosby. Sissy Schweitzer. Ashley Danielle Taylor. Braden Davis Timmons. Hannah Trott. Zamira Vasquez. Taylor Allen Warren. Clara Weltrosky. Jesse Lee White. Jessica Sperry Wild. Alfred Wong.
Did you lose something?
Not real sure what that's about.
There's a story behind that. We will now recognize individuals who have completed the Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice Completion Program. These are CRNAs that have been practicing, that have come back to finish their degree, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Dr. Hewlin, I've been informed that the candidates sitting before you, whose names shall be read, have completed all requirements necessary to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice.
And by the authority vested in me by the state of Tennessee and the Board of Trustees of the Middle Tennessee School of Anesthesia, I confer on each of you, singularly and separately, the Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice degree, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. The Dean AP candidates, will you please come forward to receive your degree?
Jordan Marie Friends. Michael Richard Heck. Michael Todd Tenier. Roman Sean Bagwell. Joshua Anthony Canquesta. Michael Folis. Harold E. Gardner. Gregory Gill. Olivia Goosen. Crispas Umbui. Matthew W. Shelby. Elizabeth Ellen Scott. Kelly Lynn Terry. Benjamin Christian.
Lewis, you have names to read, don't you? You have the fellowship names?
Okay. The following individuals completed the Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice Completion Program, as well as the Acute Surgical Pain Fellowship Management, and they've been recognized.
And that were the other people you recognize. And they have been recognized with the other folks. It was separated. Sorry for the confusion. All right, those are all of our graduates, correct? Fantastic.
Wow. Now we get to celebrate some individual accomplishments. My name's Brett Clay. I'm a faculty member here at MTSA. Thank you. So proud of y'all. It's my honor this morning to present the Team Spirit Award. This award was voted on solely by the graduating class and is given to the individual who embodies team spirit. I would like to read some comments from this individual's classmates. He is always cheerful and encouraging. He has always gone out of his way to help and encourage others. Because of him, our class feels like a family. What an honor to be selected for this award. So it's my pleasure to present the Team Spirit Award to the class dad, Rob Mathias. He's walking like a grandpa, because I am one. Take that easy.
It's hard to follow that. We'll go ahead and try. Good morning. My name is Dr. Garrett Stauman, one of the faculty members here at MTSA. I'm going to be presenting the Bernard Bowen Award for Academic Excellence. The Bernard Bowen Award for Academic Excellence is named for the founder and first program director of the School of Nursing of Nurse Anesthesia in 1950. The recipient was chosen by votes from the MTSA faculty and administration. The students selected for this award must have upheld the mission and core values of MTSA, achieved a GPA of 3.75 or higher, exhibited professionalism during interactions with classmates and academic faculty, and fostered a spirit of academic excellence beyond the expectations and degree requirements. It is my privilege and honor, as I know this person pretty well over the last few years, to present the Bernard Bowen Award for Academic Excellence to, dramatic pause, Evan Matthew Sosby.
It is my privilege to present the Agatha Hodgins Award for Clinical Excellence. The Agatha Hodgins Award for Clinical Excellence is named for the founder and first president of the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists. Ms. Hodgins was also a strong advocate for the education of nurse anesthetists. The clinical affiliates, along with the MTSA administration, had input into the selection of this recipient for this award. This student selected for this award must uphold the mission and core values of MTSA, achieved a GPA of 3.75 or higher, and exhibited professionalism during interaction with clinical faculty and classmates, and fostered a spirit of clinical excellence beyond the expectations of the degree requirements. It is my privilege today to present the Agatha Hodgins Award for Clinical Excellence to Morgan Franklin.
And it is my honor to present the President's Medal. And I guess I better get them. There we go. They're pretty, too. This is an award voted on by the doctoral faculty for the candidate whose doctoral work advances or has the potential to impact the current practice of nurse anesthesia locally, nationally, or even globally. In consideration for the President's Medal, candidate scholarly projects are assessed on the following dimensions: significance of the work the nurse anesthesia practice, impact on patient care and safety, contribution to the current body of knowledge, improvement in the process of healthcare delivery systems, or a mastery of a subject defining expertise in a given area. And I'm proud to announce the 2023 President Medal is actually going to a duo team, Andrew Gold and Crispus Ambui. Their doctoral work was titled An Evidence-Based Toolkit for Simulation Education in Regional Anesthesia. Crispus and Andrew completed a literature review on the use of artificial intelligence for education of regional anesthesia. After doing an in-depth quality appraisal of the literature and learning more, they wanted to do more and decided their project needed to expand beyond artificial intelligence. They examined findings of previous works from our other doctoral students and decided to build on past projects. This is the whole goal of these projects, to build and create something lasting. Along with the published works of previous findings, they created an educational toolkit of the most effective evidence-based techniques for learning regional skills. Their work was presented at the AANA Congress and has been submitted for publication. Andrew and Crispus, it's my honor to award you the President's Medal.
Hello, I'm Hallie Evans, Director of the Doctoral Completion Program and Nurse Educator Track. First, I want to congratulate all the graduates here today and all the family and friends that came here to support them, as well as those that could not be here today. For the entry to practice graduates, welcome to the best profession. The doctorate completion students are master's degree practicing CRNAs that made the choice to come back and earn their doctorate degree, usually while working full-time and juggling all of life's demands. As the director of this program, I know the demands of this program. I want to thank you for supporting me in my new role in this program, as well as for the outstanding effort you put into this program. I am so proud of the works you produced. Again, thank you to all the family that continue to offer your support. I want to take a moment to thank Dr. Hewlin and Dr. Bethay for their support and understanding of the importance of the creation of a nurse educator track. This year at MTSA, we started our first cohort of the nurse educator track. Our track prepares you to become a certified nurse educator, which is what this red cord represents, using the most up-to-date evidence-based education theory and techniques. Getting this off the ground has been a lot of work and a true labor of love. We can all think back to an educator that made a difference to us, that just made us get it and grasp the concept. To many of our graduates, that educator was Dr. Larry Lancaster. Dr. Lancaster was an educator at MTSA from 1998 to 2014. He was known for his rapport with students, love of teaching, and ability to make difficult concepts easy to understand. He taught at MTSA from 1998 to 2014 and earned an honorary doctorate from MTSA. Earlier this year, Dr. Lancaster passed away, and we created this award to honor him and both nurse educators following in his path. The Larry Lancaster Outstanding Nurse Educator Award is voted on by doctorate faculty. Candidates seek opportunities in the field of nursing education above and beyond what is required in the classroom. In addition, the qualifications for this award include presenting scholarly works at MTSA and professional conferences, use of creative or innovative instructional techniques, creating works that translate into other disciplines, organizing and presenting subject matter in ways that interest and stimulate learners, being a positive role model to students regarding the value of a doctoral education, imparting a respect for truth and a love of learning, and of course, showing respect for all persons. I could not be more proud to present our first ever Dr. Larry Lancaster Outstanding Nurse Educator Award to Dr. Jordan Friends. Today, Jordan graduates from the Doctorate completion program, but she is also currently enrolled in our first cohort of the Nurse Educator track. She created an educational podcast with her project team on anesthesia techniques to decrease the risk of relapse in patients recovering from substance abuse. She is the first postgraduate member to serve on a student committee and is dedicated to the health and wellness of students. She has also taken on a role this semester as a teaching assistant and is a recipient of the Nurse Faculty Loan Program grant, in which she has received funds for school in exchange for devoting 4 years to nursing education. Congratulations, Jordan.
I think I'm the only thing between you and the end of the program, so I will make this brief. My name is Christian Follier. I am the director of the Acute Surgical Pain Management Fellowship at MTSA, and I also teach the regional anesthesia program to the entry to practice students. Before I discuss the Pain Fellowship Person of the Year, I just want to the graduating class. I know we only spent a little bit of time together. It was an honor to be just a small part of your education. I was going through my books and I found this, and this is Goodell's Inhalational Anesthesiology. His textbook is about 100 years old. And in the foreword of this textbook, it talks about how during World War II, Dr. Goodell used to take a motorcycle and travel from field hospital to field hospital because there weren't enough providers to give anesthesia to the wounded combatants. So he used this textbook to train nurses and enlisted personnel who had no anesthesia experience. To give you an idea of how old this textbook is, Chapter 9 is entitled Anesthetic Explosions, which literally outlines the concentrations of the anesthetic agents of the day and what combinations would lead to an explosion. So what I would like you to take away from this is there is a lot that has changed in anesthetic practice in the past 80 years. And most of you probably had to read a textbook worth of information just preparing for each one of your lectures over the past 3 years. Don't take for granted your education or what you learned. I'm extremely proud to call you colleagues, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Thank you. Okay, so the Acute Surgical Pain Management Fellowship is the only postgraduate training program for CRNAs that focuses on the perioperative management of acute pain. And like the Doctorate completion program, I work with CRNAs who are coming back to school to further their education. And it's humbling for me because many times the providers are experienced, more experienced than myself, and I really feel myself as a facilitator in guiding them along the path to improve their education. So I thank you all for bearing with me over the past year. I also want to thank Dr. Hewlin. Dr. Hewlin was kind enough to offer me this position a year ago. He's been nothing but supportive. Everything that I've asked for within reason, I've received. But I am excited to announce that we did begin construction on a new cadaver lab on campus, which warms my heart. This lab is significantly going to enhance future cohorts' experiences in regional anesthesia, and it also provides a platform for research that we really need in our profession. So thank you. The opioid epidemic has highlighted the need to educate providers on alternative therapies for patients experiencing pain. The goal of our fellowship is to educate practicing CRNAs on all aspects of a patient's pain experience, including the impact of cultural and spiritual perceptions, the pain pathways and neurophysiologic responses to pain, the utility of multimodal pharmacologic therapies, and advanced regional anesthesia techniques. In addition to a demanding one-year hybrid curriculum, our fellows must travel to our clinical partners in Illinois, Oklahoma, California, and Kentucky to perform hundreds of regional anesthetics to hone their skills. This year's class includes 2 cohorts of a total of 25 CRNAs from across the United States. Most of these providers practice in small rural or critical access hospitals, often providing expert care to the members of the community and family members. There's a list of graduating fellows at the back of the program. Please take a moment to read their names and acknowledge their accomplishments. Some of the fellows here today have also graduated with their Doctorate of Nurse Anesthesia degree. I applaud you for your dedication to the profession of nurse anesthesia in both advancing your clinical and academic careers. Each year, we select one fellow as the outstanding fellow of the cohort based on the following criteria: that they contribute clinical expertise and scholarship in acute surgical pain management, they advance nurse anesthesia practice through clinical expertise, they develop innovative acute surgical pain management approaches and contribute to safe and efficacious patient outcomes, and serve as a mentor to other anesthesia providers to maintain collegial relationships with healthcare providers of other fields to positively impact the image of nurse anesthesia. This year's recipient is Dr. Kelly Terry. Dr. Terry received her Master's of Science from Texas Christian University in 2008. In addition to being the chief CRNA at Christus Trinity Mother Frances Hospital in Jacksonville, Texas, she serves as the clinical coordinator for the entry to practice students at Texas Wesleyan University, mentoring these students in the clinical setting, and this itself is a full-time job. Her desire and interest in acute pain management led her to enroll in the fellowship, and just her personality, she is quiet yet confident, and she has superior technical ability that is really required for the practice of acute pain management. And it was a pleasure to work with her throughout the year. Her goal is to start a pain management clinic at her facility, and I have hopefully coaxed her into coming teaching some of our cadaveric workshops as well.
Like many of our speakers today have said, the last 3 years have been challenging, to say the least. And life doesn't stop when you're in school. So we've experienced a lot of things. This song came out earlier this year, and it's really gotten me through the last year. And I wish I had it sooner. But I'm thankful for it now, so I hope you guys will enjoy it.
There's torn up pages in this book.
dust it off and picked me up, told my heart that hope God is in this story.
God is in the details, even in the broken parts. He holds my heart, He never fails. When I'm at my weakest, I will trust in Jesus. Always in the highs and lows, the one who goes
For me, God is in this story.
So if the storm you're walking through feels like it's too much and you wonder if He even cares at all, oh, hold on tight to what you know. He promised He won't let you go. His song of healing's written in His scars.
God is in this story.
God is in the details, even in the broken parts. He holds my heart, He never fails. When I'm at my weakest, I will trust in Jesus. Always in the highs and lows, the one who goes before me. God is in this story. If it reads like addiction, if it reads like disease,
He's the one who frees the prisoner.
He's the healer of our pains. If it reads like depression, if it reads broken home, He's the one who holds your sorrow.
He won't leave you here alone. God is in this story. God is in the details, even in the broken parts. He holds my heart. He never fails. When I'm at my weakest,
I will trust in Jesus. Always in the highs and lows, the one who goes before me. Always in the highs and lows, the one who goes
for me, God is in this story.
You're in this story.
God is in our story.
As we embark on this career, let us cherish this day and always remember how humbling this career can be. But most importantly, let us not forget what Nelson Mandela once said: "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Let us bow our heads as Jesse and I lead you into our closing prayer. Dear God, bless the graduates and fill them with the spirit of your love. We pray that as they go forth into this world, that they remember you are in all things and in all people. May they continue to challenge themselves intellectually and share the fruit of their knowledge.
May their commitment to justice lead them to make a positive difference in our world. May they build community wherever they go, and may they, through their ongoing growth in wisdom and grace, bring others to you as they share their talents in the wider world. We ask you to protect and guide these men and women. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus, who unites us with one another and with you forever. Amen.